Hi there everyone. Welcome back to the second annual Craig Sits on His Back Deck and shows some albums that he's picked up during the summertime. And first I want to thank everybody for watching my videos over the past couple of years. I have kind of different series going on all at the same time. I have my Canadian record series where I'm going to go through all my Canadian records kind of A to Z, and that might take about 30 videos or 40 videos. But I hope it's interesting for you all. I also have my series of videos with audio equipment where I'm purging a lot of my vintage or retro audio collection, and I've gotten rid of most of the cheap stuff and 8-tracks and things like that already, but there's more to come, definitely more to come. And thank you for the patience for those that are interested in the records. You might not be interested in the audio stuff and the opposite, so thanks for watching those too. So on to the records. I have about 4 videos I think I'm going to do. Yeah, I think about 4 videos here. So I'll spread these out over a series of days and stuff, and we'll go through them here. First, and these are records I've picked up in the past few weeks. Kind of mostly garage sales actually. This is a 45 called Saskatchewan. And that's Saskatchewan is something that only a Canadian might be able to spell. It's called it's by Jim Roberts. It's on Canadian Capital, and I don't know what. Oh, it's 1971. It's the anniversary of Saskatchewan, perhaps being in Confederation. I'm not sure. Russ Conway. Russ Conway is a British piano player, and this one's from 1958. It's kind of easy listening. Pull these over here. This is another Russ Conway. I guess I know Neil, whose videos I watch. I think he likes a lot of this older British music. I like the covers on these British things. It's kind of instrumental party music, a lot of this Russ Conway stuff. Now, I know Tink and Manic Mark love the Hawaiian stuff, and I do have a few Hawaiian albums. I picked this one up this summer. It's pretty nice. And I must say the girl on the cover is a lot hotter than some of those girls that are on Manic Mark's Hawaiian records. It's Luau at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. And the liner notes on the back, it says liner notes by Cliff Arquette. And I thought, if my memory serves me right, I think Cliff Arquette is Charlie Weaver. Remember, that used to be on Hollywood Squares and did a bunch of other comedy things. So I'm not sure if it's the same Cliff Arquette, but I assume it is. Another Hawaiian record here called Drifting and Dreaming in Hawaii. This is on the 49th state Hawaiian Record Company. Hawaii was the 49th state to become part of the United States, and what Sarah Palin's state, Alaska, became the 50th state. I've never been to Hawaii, but I've been to Alaska. I really liked Alaska. I'm sure I'd like Hawaii. This one's red vinyl. This is another kind of exotic album. It's Sid Bass and his orchestra. It's on Camden RCA. It's called With Bells On. I just like the color of the cover. I haven't listened to any of these yet. This is Ragas, Streams of Light, 3 North Indian Ragas. It's going to be an Indian recording. This one here I picked up based on the title alone. It's called Classics A Go-Go. It's on Polygram, or Polydor, and it's people like James Lassen, many other Polydor artists, and they're covering classical pieces, short classical pieces. And because it says a go-go, I was just kind of wondering whether it's really like whether they've spiced it up and made it kind of dance recordings or something. I don't know. Some comedy records. Woody Allen double album. It's called The Nightclub Years, 1964 to 1968. Woody Allen was one of the best stand-up comics around in the 1960s, maybe like 1950s, before he started making those great movies. George Carlin, Toledo Window Box. Martin Mull, Trember Martin Mull from Fernwood Tonight. And this is called Sex and Violins. There's a song on here called A Half Hour of Heaven and 8 Hours of Good Sleep, which is pretty good. Oh, it also shows you there's instructions here on how to take a record out of the jacket properly. This is a private pressing. It's a Canadian fellow by the name of Peter Chalmers. I don't think he's alive anymore. It's instrumental kind of guitar music. I picked this up because he does a version of Viper's Drag on it. Viper's Drag is a Fats Waller song that I once had a 78 of, but the 78 broke. And it was a cool Fats Waller song. But it's kind of ragtime guitar, an old instrumental guitar, private pressing. I think this album, or this artist, his recordings are fairly rare here in Canada. Now I have a few bluegrass albums. Bluegrass is a very pure form of country music. I like some of it. The Bluegrass Cardinals. This is on Briar Recordings, or Briar Records. Country Gazette, Out to Lunch. Country Gazette were very famous in the bluegrass world back in the 70s. The Dillards, Wheat Straw Sweet. And this is a British pressing. It's on Elektra, British Elektra. And the Dillards, Tribute to the American Duck. Now, was it Gene Clark from the Byrds used to hang out with the Dillards after he left the Byrds. This is an interesting recording. It's the Beach Boys. It's called A California Beach Party, celebrating Staff Appreciation Day, 1988, at the Brick. Now the Brick is a Canadian furniture chain, huge furniture chain, and Capitol Records must have pressed this up specifically for the Brick. Now inside, the album is actually the Best of the Beach Boys Volume 2, duophonic copy, which doesn't necessarily sound as good as a mono copy, but it's an interesting kind of one-off Beach Boys pressing. Check this out. This is an artist by the name of Kyle. It's called Times That Try a Man's Soul. Now have a good look at that cover. Does that cover look familiar to you? Perhaps. This is Delaney and Bonnie and Friends with Eric Clapton. Now the covers here, that's the same car. It's I think it's a Rolls-Royce Silver Phantom, and it is the same car. It's almost the same graphics on the cover. The car's pointing the opposite direction, and looking at the liner notes on the back, the designers of the cover were the same person designed both covers, and basically they just recycled the car and he made a copy or an imitation cover for Kyle. Kind of interesting. Thanks for watching.